Hello, my beautiful beloveds. So excited to be connecting with you today from Egypt. I am in Cairo right now, and this is a huge dream come true. If you've been following my channel at all or following me on Instagram, you know what a big deal this is for me. I've been dreaming of the pyramids since I was a little girl, and since I first learned about them, it always just seemed so fascinating. And they would talk about the different chambers in there and how they were built, and you know, the history of them, which I understand now is probably not the actual history. There's a lot more information we know now, and a lot more, our minds are expanding, so our understanding of history is expanding, and especially our understanding of the pyramids. So as I've gone along on my spiritual path and just learning so much more about them as well on channels like Gaia, and hearing Billy Carson and Dr. Robert Grant, I think I'm saying his name right, what they're unearthing about the pyramids. It's just like, it's such a bigger experience, and there's just so much more, right? So it's been a really important place for me to get to, and it finally happened, and I just couldn't be more excited about it. So the other really exciting piece of this is in my on my spiritual path, learning about the earth and getting really deeply connected with the earth. I'm just so passionate about being on this planet, our experience, again, the sensuality of it, how we experience this planet and our bodies. For me, it is not about trying to transcend our bodies or this 3D world in that sense, the material world. It's about being here and waking up in it and really rocking it out to the fullest, and learning how to really embody and inhabit this human experience on this gorgeous planet, right? So for me, that means getting into sacred sexuality, right? Really exploring the beauty and the pleasure of our sexual energy, and the spirituality of our sexual energy, the divinity of our sexual energy. And I just kind of lost my train of thought there. Oh, the connecting to the planet, right? Exploring the planet. That's always been super huge for me. World travel has been like my biggest dream and passion since forever. And it's interesting, the more I learned about astrology, I have I have 5 planets in the 9th house. The 9th house is all about world travel and philosophy and religion, different traditions. That was all going into one word there. Learning so much about different cultures, and so it makes sense that I've been wanting to travel my whole life. So it's all really coming to fruition now, and I've been doing a lot of world travel over this past year especially. I used to get to India regularly every year until COVID hit, and then that got shut down, but I would go and spend a few months in India every year, and that was just heaven for me, because of the spirituality there, being able to travel and connecting with another culture, and that tradition over there, the Hindu tradition and tantric tradition, just such a huge part of my spiritual growth and my path. So but where I was leading with that was part of my really getting into the earth and learning about her and connecting with her, learning that she has chakras just as we do, as above so below, right? So where are those sacred, amazing power points on the planet? Because a huge part of it for me, this world travel, is not about just, I'm interested in the spirituality of it, right? When I go traveling somewhere, I go to places that have a spiritual, they're of spiritual importance to me, and there's energy there that I want to connect with. To just go travel somewhere just to see it and do some touristy things is not as interesting for me. I mean, I don't poo-poo that, but it's just, I'm looking to connect with the spirituality and the spiritual energies of a place, and that's just what lights me up, right? That's great. So learning about these chakra points on the planet was just like, wow, I really want to go check those out. And it's funny because my friend who I travel with, a girlfriend of mine that I travel with, she quizzed me one time because we were talking about these sacral points, or these chakra points on the planet, and just trying to figure out where they were before we knew where they were. Like, where might these be? What are some really big power points on the planet, and what makes sense? What aligns with, say, the sacral chakra and the heart chakra? Where might that be on the planet? So, and she quizzed me, and it's funny because I didn't know, I'd not seen this before, and just from my own understanding of our energy and of the chakras and of the planet and different cultures and continents, I was able to nail pretty much all of them, just because it's intuitive, right? Some of it just matches, because some continents are going to be a little more maybe like spicy, it makes sense for that to be where a sacral chakra might be. So anyway, that became one of my missions, was to visit all of these chakra points on the planet, and it turns out I've gotten to 2 this year, actually 2 in the last couple of months, and another one soon to come, and then another one later next year. So, but the first one I got to, and if you've been following me, you know that I was just in Peru, and that was a big piece of that. Lake Titicaca is the sacral chakra of the planet, which for sacred sexuality, that chakra is so important for us, right? So be sure to check out, I did a breathwork video there, harnessing that energy to really support us opening up our sacral chakra and clearing out stuck, stagnant, blocked energy from that place and that area in our body, and how we hold so much tension. And it's a gorgeous breathwork video, so definitely check that out. It's in my playlist of breathwork and meditations playlist. I'm sorry, I'm a little altered. Yesterday was extremely powerful for me and extremely energetic, and my practice here at this place has been extremely powerful, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a second. More will be revealed, but the energy here in Cairo is extremely powerful, and my practices have just been like, wow. So but I really wanted to do a video, so thanks for bearing with me, even if I'm not totally articulate and it's not all flowing so well. We're also in Mercury retrograde, so that explains some of that as well. So Peru, sacral chakra, and I came to India to do a pilgrimage, and that has been in the works for quite some time. And if you have been following along, you know about that as well, Tantra and transformation. So I just finished up that pilgrimage, leading that pilgrimage for the sacred masculine. And after India, I was coming over to Egypt because, again, it's been high on my list, and I just wanted to add it on to that experience. So the pyramids, huge, huge, huge. And discovering the pyramids are the throat chakra of the planet, which really makes a lot of sense. I feel like they are communication tools for, communicating at one time with other star systems. I don't believe they're active anymore, but I'm not going to get into all of that and what I feel the pyramids are really about. If you're interested, there's a lot of research out there, and there's a lot of people talking about that. So, but extremely powerful place on the planet. And just as we know, our ancestors, previous generations, people, beings, there's a lot of different beings here. They choose energy power places on the planet to build things. If you're going to build a pyramid, you're going to choose somewhere that's really a powerful vortex of energy. Apparently, I learned yesterday there's not a lot of ley lines that go through here, and ley lines are real energetic. The earth is gridded with these ley lines that have a lot of energy and a lot of frequency to them, and you will tend to find sacred temples and such built on these ley lines where they're intersecting, because it's a very powerful energy point, right? And people are harnessing that energy for their spiritual practice, for their tradition, whatever that might be. So the pyramids don't intersect with any ley lines, but it is a very powerful vortex, and wow, you can absolutely feel it when you're here, right? So so the throat chakra, and that's just so exciting. So I went to the pyramids yesterday and got to, if you money buys everything, right? If you pay extra, and I mean quite a lot extra, it's a private VIP tour, you get to go into the King's Chamber and spend time there alone. or with your group or whatever. And when I learned about this, again, like I think I learned about it from following Billy Carson and some of the other people I follow on YouTube and such, talking about getting to go into these pyramids and spending the night in the pyramids. And it was just like, what? When I learned about that was actually something that I could do, that was a possibility, I was just like, oh, game on. That is absolutely freaking happening. And I knew it would be an expensive thing, but it was just like, what? I don't know. To me, the pyramids are like the place on the planet, the PowerPoint on the planet. And they're just so, I've just been drawn for, like I said, since I was very little. So to realize that I could potentially have time in there, private time, not during the public time, just blew my mind. So that had to happen. So I went to work manifesting that and creating that reality for myself. And it happened, and it all came together last night. And what I did not realize is that I was going to get to go down under the pyramid. So first you go down like 300 meters into underneath, so down into this lower chamber, which is like, I didn't know I was going to get to do that. Holy crap, the energy in that chamber was just beyond. I mean, it was so palpable and so powerful, being deep into the Mother Earth like that, underneath this ginormous pyramid that is so energetically charged. I mean, it was just like, wow, I could feel my whole everything getting altered, right? And just it was intense, it was powerful. And then it was just two of us, the person I'm traveling with and the guide, and we just sat there. He let us sit there and meditate for a while. So I sat there for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, just like, soaking up the energy in this beautiful silence deep in the earth underneath the Great Pyramid. And you can do this too. Like, this is not that far out of reach. I mean, it costs a little bit of money, but it wasn't that crazy, right? It wasn't that expensive given the experience, right? So, and then after that, you go up into the Queen's Chamber. And that one, I didn't feel as much, charged to for myself. So we spent a little time in there, and then went up to the King's Chamber with the sarcophagus and everything, and just sat, and it was just the two of us with the guide, and just sitting there meditating for, and getting supercharged and altered. And again, when you come to these places, these chakral points on the planet, it's really about intentionally clearing what is stuck, stagnant, and blocked there, and then opening to the healthy throat chakra, right? So really, and setting a lot of intention and doing, magic in quietly within, just creating my own reality, and setting that intention in this pyramid that's this supercharged place on the planet, and just emitting it out, right? And this is what, sex magic, we talk about this, harnessing energy, building up energy, harnessing it, and then setting it out into the universe to create whatever it is that you want. And for me, that's been world travel. For me, that's visiting the chakra points on the planet. For me, that's, leading people on pilgrimage around the world. For me, that's being in luxurious surroundings. I've done a lot of magic around all of this, and gotten very clear and very intentional, and put it into magic, and have created this amazing life of abundance and world travel, and just so much beauty and spiritual connection, and just like, wow. That doesn't mean that my life is without challenges and without, the normal human ups and downs that you go through, right? Of course it is. But I am living the life of my dreams, and I continue to create and open into, expand into more of what is supporting me and helping me to align with my highest potential, my passion, and my purpose, and really supporting all of us to step into the truth of our divinity and who we are and how powerful we truly are when we get clear, when we clear out all the gunk that's getting in the way of our creating the life that we want, That's the key piece. We hold a lot of unhealthy belief systems, and we don't trust our power. We don't even recognize that we have this power. We think we're stuck stagnant in old systems, in old energies, in old situations, and we really lock into those, and we don't recognize that we absolutely get to control all of this. We get the power to control all of this, and that you don't have to take my word for it. You just start doing the practices, you start doing all of this, and you start putting it into practice for yourself, and then you see what happens, right? You don't have to believe anybody. Don't trust anybody. Start doing the practices. Start doing the work. Start doing the healing and the clearing and the aligning. You know, this is what I've always been meant for. That's why I'm so drawn. Whatever your passion is, whatever you're most drawn to, whatever your biggest dreams are, those are your destiny. Those are your destiny. I was drawn to world travel. I was drawn to spiritual places on the planet. I was drawn to being in luxury. I love beautiful surroundings, you know. And I was just in India. That was not so luxurious, right? One of the places we stayed was really gorgeous. For the some of the places for the pilgrimage were great, but a couple of them were just like, well, not exactly luxury. But I'm not attached to luxury. I just love being in it, right? So that's what I align myself with. And again, what I was saying is, it's not. These things are our calling, right? They're our energy and our frequency. They are our destiny. They are our future. We just have to do our part to align with that timeline, with the truth of that. So, you know, and that's part of what visiting these chakra points on the planet is helping me to clear and really do that really powerful healing, right? We can do this sitting at home. Absolutely. I've done so much of this work just sitting at home in my, you know, my hometown. Absolutely. But when you really want to kick it up a notch and really want to supercharge it, you go to these powerful energetic places on the planet. Closer to home, we have Mount Shasta. That's the root chakra of the planet. So many people have really imbalanced root chakras and are living very fear-based lives. And we have that opportunity to go visit Mount Shasta, which doesn't have to be a huge, you know, expenditure. It's right there in California. It's pretty easy if you're in that country to get there. It's a lot easier, right? Airfare is a lot cheaper. You might even be able to drive there. Lodging should be, you know, fairly easy. And I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet, but it's on my list. I'll be there soon. Trust that. So, but all of these, how does this tie into sacred sexuality, right? Because that's what this umbrella is. So you might be wondering, like, when are we getting to the sexuality piece? The throat chakra, I mean, the sacral chakra, that is what I learned. And I've heard different, some people associate sexuality more with the root chakra, but in how I learned it with my tantric tradition and Kashmir Shaivism and Dzogchen Buddhism, my teacher taught the sacral chakra is more the seat of our sexual energy, our creativity, our passion, our purpose, our vitality, right? Our real life force energy there. So when that's stuck, stagnant, and blocked, that's when our sexuality and our sexual energy is really stuck, stagnant, and blocked, and not flowing. And then we are disconnected from our passion. We're disconnected from our creativity. Our life force energy is like, you know, so getting to, given that I'm so into sexuality here and supporting us all to open that up, the sacral chakra of the planet, of course, was huge for me to visit. You know, huge. And that was, I have felt the effects of that. I immediately, when I got there, it was really intense and really opened things up for me on a sensual and sexual level, and did some deep healing. I was also on an ayahuasca retreat, so I know it all kind of coincided and worked together. Speaking of which, if you're interested in learning more about that ayahuasca retreat, I created a whole series of videos detailing my whole experience every day and sharing what that was about. So if you're called to it, or you've been wondering about ayahuasca, I really wanted to detail that for us to help demystify some of it and share from an actual day-by-day experience and what that retreat center was like. So check that out if you're interested and called to it, because it was an excellent experience and the facility was amazing. So do check that out. But so anyway, all of that together has been deeply healing for me on a sexual level. And despite, you know, there's only so far that we can take ourselves, and that's, you know, don't lock into that. That's not true. I don't want to say that, but There's a lot of supports out there. Plant medicine is hugely supportive. Again, if you're called to it, there's many different teachers and teachings out there that are wildly supportive for us, right? Lots of tools, lots of things you can learn, a lot of practices. And again, there's these PowerPoints on the planet that we can visit to really accelerate and accentuate our spiritual growth and our evolution. So, of course, there's a lot you can do on your own, but we really do need guides around this. I've been on this path for, I don't know, 14 years now, and I've connected with many different teachers and teachings and practices and tools and all sorts of things that have really supported me. But, it's just, and it evolves, right? We evolve as we go along. We evolve, and our practices evolve, and we become more, our ability and our skill evolves, So we need different things. But, so anyways, that was a super powerful support of my sexuality, my sexual energy, my understanding of sacred sexuality, right? It really opened things up for me. So now with the throat chakra, how does that relate to sacred sexuality? Communication. Our throat chakra is all about communication, right? And how we speak. Are we in our truth? Are we in our power? Are we confident to speak and share the truth of who we are? Which, we work at these lower chakras to get us confident in our truth. If our solar plexus and our sacral, if the lower chakras aren't open and functioning and balanced and healthy, we're probably not going to be speaking our truth. We're going to not be confident. If we're living in a lot of fear at our root chakra, our throat chakra is probably going to be blocked and stuck as well. Kind of for me, the way I work and support students or clients that I'm working with, we start at the bottom and work our way up. We open from the bottom because it all kind of builds on each other, right? If our lower chakras are blocked and stagnant, it doesn't help to open the top ones, right? A lot of people, some and other traditions will start from the crown and work down. So it really depends on what speaks to you. Other people work at the heart, start at the heart first, and then up and down. So, whatever speaks to you. This is just how I learned it, and it made a lot of sense. So if I'm totally in fear and disconnected from my body and not comfortable being on this planet and don't feel like I belong, and I'm not confident in my resources in my material world and always in fear about what's going to happen next, having an open crown chakra and trying to connect to source might be a little off. That feels imbalanced for me personally. A lot of people can get lost in these upper, and that's when I think people try to transcend our bodies. It's easier to go up to the top and kind of want to leave the body and get out of the body. But we're here again on this planet in a physical body. So for me, that's where I start, and really helping us to rock this experience out. I mean, for my belief system, we have we're multi-dimensional beings, so there's a part of us that is already living and experiencing these other dimensions that are not in a body. So, but for me, in this experience right now that I'm having and that I'm aware of, the most aware of, is this 3D physical experience in this world. So that's where I want to get comfortable, and I want to have a blast here. I trust I came here to this planet to just freaking rock it out and visit it and see it and have fun in it and have fun in this body and have fun eating food and having amazing, gorgeous, sexy, passionate encounters with people and connecting with the other, connecting with the divine in this physical body, right? That's my spiritual path and my spiritual growth. So not to poo-poo others, it's just what makes sense for me and speaks to me. I did try some of the other more, check out of the body type of things, but it felt very imbalanced for me. So coming down into the body is my jam. So anyways, the throat chakra, really about communication. If that chakra is stuck, stagnant, and blocked, imbalanced, not flowing, it's hard for us to speak our truth and share and communicate with a partner, right? Because we're always going to be, there's a lot of people pleasing, I feel like, that could happen with this throat chakra. Just saying what others want to hear, not feeling confident to speak our truth and to be in our authenticity. Often because we don't even know what that means, right? What is our authentic selves? So there's a lot of work to do there, which again starts at the bottom. getting in our solar plexus. Who am I? What's my power? And then my heart. So I was really just opening up to that because it's so important in sacred sexuality to be confident and clear in communications. And I understand confident when I say that it takes practice, right? Because we're used to being very quiet and not sharing what it is that truly turns us on, what our desires are, what we would like from a partner, what feels good to us, right? We're used to just kind of keeping that in and hoping that it all goes well, and then it doesn't go well, and just also sacred sexuality isn't just about sex, right? It's really about communicating with the divine within and the divine within the other. So recognizing the divine, but communication is key here. It is really key. So I'm excited to see how this opens up for me going forward. And I recognize as I'm saying that, I'm like, I don't feel terribly articulate at this moment, but again, the energies here are powerful. I'm deep in it. I was just in that King's Chamber yesterday in that pyramid, and that was really energetic and inspiring, and I've been having powerful dreams, and my practice in the morning is just off the charts. The energy is like, ugh. So, and again, Mercury retrograde, so I'm recognizing that I'm not as articulate as I would like to be, so, but I trust it's opening up. I know there's things clearing out because I can feel them, when we set intention and really get clear and present and conscious with our bodies and our experience and our energy bodies, we can feel the shifts happen, right? And we can see that. So I recorded a breathwork video at the pyramid the day before. Went to the pyramids twice, 2 days in a row, because we're here, that's what we came for. So another dream of mine has been to go to these power places on the planet and record breathwork videos and meditations for all of us to really harness that energy. So I did a lot of magic around all of these things that are transpiring so beautifully in my world. So to be sitting there creating a breathwork video for you all with this pyramid in the background is just like, oh my gosh, then to harness that energy into this video for you to support you on your path. I'm so freaking excited, and it was so amazing to just be doing that and just sit there and be like, oh my God, I created this reality, right? I don't really use the word manifestation because it's kind of been overused, but that's what this is when we're creating our own reality, when we get clear on what it is we want, and then we set that intention out into the universe and align ourselves with it, clear our energy channels out so we align with the truth of that energy and the truth of that reality. It all starts to flow and happen, and I've been learning that for a very long time, and I've been really putting into practice, and I just can't say enough about how important it is to do this work, right? To change your reality, to create what it is that you want, and to really start investing in this. If you're ready to step into a whole new way of being, and maybe you already are, and yay for you, then you understand. I don't have to tell you about these practices and how powerful breathwork is, and setting intention, and doing magic, and doing ritual, and sex magic, right? Harnessing energy. Everything is energy. When we get clear, harness the energy, put it out into the cosmos, and then let it go. Step back and just watch what happens, and shit starts to manifest and create, and without anything on your part. It comes together in the most interesting ways. And I'm happy to share more about that with you if you're curious. I'm not going to get into all the details right now. I kind of share as I go along, but check out my Sex Magic series and start practicing that. But again, it's doing a lot of breath work. It's clearing your channels so you can align. It's doing the work of dissecting and picking apart the unhealthy belief systems that you're rocking out, that you've been carrying, that you've inherited from generations and family and systems and all this stuff. We're coming out of those systems now. We're coming out of those belief systems. For those of us that are, recognizing and ready to do the work, big shifts are happening and powerful things are happening. But it's freaking magical. It's magical. I've been doing this for a while, and now to see it really, I did a lot of work, right? I have cleared a lot of shit, and now I'm really freaking aligning with the truth of what turns me on, what my passion is, right? So it's gorgeous, and it has just blown up in this past year, and I'm so excited to share what I've been doing and how I've gotten to this place. So if you're interested to learn more and you want to start creating your own reality, I mean, there's a lot of people out there talking about this and a lot going on. So check out my website and check out the program that I'm offering. Check out the sessions that I offer. Check out all the videos here. Check out my inspirational playlist. I also have a lot of on my channel people I follow that I've subscribed to, like my teachers, the inspirations for me, and who I've learned so much from, that has really supported me on my path. Go check them out. They're amazing, and they've been doing the work, and so just powerful. Like Billy Carson will be on there, a lot of different channelers. Sarah Landon channels the council. They have been unbelievably amazing in supporting me to just like kind of kick it into the next gear and really start creating, like just, and it's not even like, well, it was getting clear, really clear on what I truly wanted. And for me, I was able to narrow it down to just a couple of things. I wanted to travel the world with the beloved, connecting to different spiritual sites, and having spiritual conversations in luxury. That's key. I got clear on that and dropped everything else because I wanted to say and be of service, but I knew, and you may have heard me say this before, I knew that if I was in alignment, I would naturally be of service. So I didn't have to put that in there because yes, I want an amazing career. Yes, I want to serve and support a whole bunch of people, but I know how the spiritual path works, and I know how we work as human beings. When we're in alignment, when we're living our truth, when we're living from our hearts, we just naturally are of service. We are in our creativity. We are in our passion and our purpose. So I didn't have to add that caveat on because I recognized there was a lot of times I was saying, when I got clear, travel the world in luxury with the beloved. And the beloved for me is the sacred masculine. And that doesn't mean one specific person. It's just traveling the world. And so then here I am with my friend traveling, just did this pilgrimage. That was for the sacred masculine, the beloved. And the beloved is within, right? That's the key point. But it wasn't a specific person, it was just with the beloved. And then I let them figure it out. I let the universe figure it out. What does that mean? What does that mean? I just knew I was clear on that because I love connecting with the masculine. So that's an important piece for me. But again, coming back to this service piece, I recognized previously when I was putting my intentions out, I would always say something about being of service, and it was kind of my way. Once I got it underneath it all, I recognized that it was kind of my way of trying to prove my worth to the universe. If you let me travel, I promise I'll be of service somehow, right? There was some kind of weird fear thing, like not feeling worthy of world travel, connecting to spiritual places, luxury, like I needed to prove that I was worthy, and that the council really helped me to bust through that, and like, no, you just are worthy. If you're here on the planet, if you're here in the human body, you're worthy. You don't have to do anything. If you got born here, you're worthy of being here. That's it. And I was like, shit, yeah. So you don't have to prove yourself to anybody. You don't have to become worthy of love, become worthy of your dreams. So that was a key piece for me. And when I dropped that and got that clear and let that go and just trusted everything, shit just started to fall into line. And that's what I mean about getting clear in our hearts unapologetically. That's what I hear that word a lot. Unapologetically, I got true to what I really wanted and didn't make any excuses for it, didn't try to sugarcoat it or make it feel like it was palatable. Like the luxury piece for me, it was just like, ooh, is it okay to want that much luxury? Absolutely it is. It's weird systems, weird beliefs that we've taken on that say there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with money. I've had to do a lot of work around that. I've done years of work around like getting out of that lack mentality, poverty consciousness, scarcity mindset crap, And that needed to go before I could align with all of this as well. So that's what I mean by doing the work. But not to scare you, there's a lot of supports in the energy right now. Our planet is going through major evolutionary changes, and so we are as well. There's, really when you start to do this work, or if you've been on the path for a while, you know that things have accelerated right now. So a lot of this work is happening at rapid fire. If you stop, sit down, put in the effort, and really get serious about it, you'll be met and supported by the universe in miraculous ways, and really rapid fire too. I trust that. So, it doesn't have to take years at this point. We've really accelerated in our growth process, really accelerated. So, where was I? Again, check out if any of this is of interest to you and you're ready to start diving in. Be sure to check out my programs, check out Pilgrimage. The next one will be coming up. We're going to do the India one again in 2025. So, but best to, let's connect before that and familiarize yourself. And I do one-on-one sessions, sacred sexuality sessions, guidance sessions. There's just so much going on my website, so many resources, books, documentaries, etc. to support you on your journey and in your process. So if you're not quite ready to connect yet, there's a lot on there to support you. And again, check out all those teachers, check out my YouTube channel. There's so much more here. So I have a blog, I have erotic poetry. I mean, shoot, there's lots to be done. There's a lot to get you going on your path if sacred sexuality is turning you on and you want to explore that further. And for me, sacred sexuality is not just about sexuality. It's a whole spiritual path, right? It's everything. It's everything. How we come to each other, how we align our sacred feminine and sacred masculine within ourselves. That's the union. That's the sacred sexuality. It's within. And then how do we connect with somebody, with the other, if we choose to? But that's all about communication. Again, throat chakra, right? Being in our heart, strong in our power, solar plexus, connected to source, connected to the divine, knowing the truth that we are the divine. We are divine beings. So all of this comes together, the whole spiritual path, body, mind, soul, spirit, all comes together on the sacred sexuality path, and most paths, right? I mean, it's an integrated body, mind, spirit experience. So it's under this umbrella of sacred sexuality, but you gotta do the work. It's a whole work. You don't just work on having great sex or having a great orgasm, which is a lot of what, when you come into sacred sexuality or sexuality, a lot of it can be about that, right? And I'm not poo-pooing that. Hell no, it's amazing. But for me, it's a very integrated body, mind, spirit, trauma, working with all of it. How are we connecting? What's our history? What is the belief systems we're bringing in? If we're bringing all that shit into our sexual encounters, we're gonna run into issues, right? So we gotta do a lot of clearing, a lot of healing, and then we really step into it. But this is an excellent way to really pinpoint, when you start getting into sacred sexuality, really pinpoint where are your triggers, what are your issues, what are your belief systems, and then you start clearing them out, right? Start clearing them out. So it's an excellent way in, but for me it is a spiritual path, and it's all about spirituality, right? Which again encompasses everything. So let me see if there's anything else I want to share about that. This is just epic for me. I'm so thrilled to be sharing with you. And I was guided this morning by my spirit guides and angels that I connect with to lead pilgrimage here to Egypt, to come back to these pyramids and connect. So stay tuned for that. I'm so excited. I recognize my throat. Speaking of throat chakra, I've been doing a lot of work with my throat chakra because I'm here at this point. But being in India and here, everything's very polluted. It's just very different than where I'm used to being. So I notice my throat is like, my voice is, so if you're noticing that too, that's why. Stay tuned. It'll clear up. So, but yeah, a lot going on there. What else? Stay tuned. Check out my Instagram channel for some more. I'll be posting more pictures of the pyramids and my trip here, so follow me there. And I'll be posting some shorts of I got to take a video inside the King's Chamber. That was amazing. So I was alone in there for a minute because my friend and the guide stepped out while I was filming this video, and then I just got to finish the video and I recognized where I was at the moment, like, oh my gosh, I'm here in the King's Chamber in the Great Pyramid by myself for a moment. Holy shit. I mean, that was epic. That was absolutely epic, and a total dream come true. Again, like the magic and miracles are happening all over the place. And again, that's not to say there's not challenges, of course, but what an amazing place to be in my life, you know? And you can be there too. You can be in whatever really speaks to you, whatever speaks to you. And of course, that might not be this, right? This is my dream. This is my reality. This is what I wanted to create for myself. So what turns you on? What's your passion? What's your purpose? Do you even know what that is? And if not, let's get you there. Let's get you connected with your passion and really into your heart and into your power and shining your light bright and just rocking it out, right? It's an exploration, and that's part of the spiritual path as well, learning yourself, because we've been so inundated with systems and belief systems and how we're supposed to be and handed these boxes and these roles, and so most of us don't even know who we are. When I say what's your passion and purpose, a lot of people are like, I don't have one. I don't believe that. I just think you don't know what it is because you've been so polluted. It's been so polluted and shut down, and you know, we can explore, unearth that, and get you aligned. What a beautiful adventure we are all on, and I would love to connect with you more on yours. So reach out when you're ready, and have a gorgeous day and a happy Thanksgiving. Almost, I think that's coming up maybe tomorrow. All right, everybody, I love you. Bye.